right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Genoj, and I am a real estate guru. And I'm here with two other real estate gurus. We like to say gurus because we're actually out here doing it. We're not gurus, we're gurus.
Okay.
Exactly.
And so we get it done, I'm here with Marcus and Nicole, and a lot of people talk about buying back the block, but they are really buying back the block. And we're in East Point, Georgia. I've been in this area for a long time. I used to buy houses over here, and I was just surprised to come in this neighborhood and see all the marvelous things you guys have done.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, y'all guys make sure y'all hit that like button below and subscribe to the channel. But I do want to have you introduce yourself to the channel, Marcus. Just tell the viewers, who you are, how long you've been in real estate, and what else you want to talk about yourself.
Definitely. Thank you. Well, thank you for having me on, Gene. Like he said, I'm a real estate investor. I've been investing since 2017. Once I partnered here with Nicole, and she told me she was in East Point, I thought she was crazy. Probably like everybody else does, But then once we came over here and I really saw the potential, I knew it was definitely something I wanted to be a part of. And so really the last 2 years, we just hit the go button and haven't stopped.
Awesome.
I'm Nicole Hunter, and I'm with the United Real Estate Investment Group. I'm also an investor, builder, designer, realtor for the people, as everyone would typically say. I've been in the real estate industry now for maybe a little over 20-something years. Started off as an underwriting mortgages, and now I moved into real estate investing. Now we're moved into builder. Now I'm a realtor. So here we are. And we're definitely in East Point, buying back the block, as he said, because typically we pretty much bought everything in here except for maybe 4 or 5 houses on this block.
Yeah. So literally, 2 years ago, this entire street, y'all, was vacant.
Yes.
This one house over here.
That house right there, the
it was
one was the only house here.
It was a Habitat for Humanity house.
That was the only house
Everything.
that was here with people living in it. Yeah.
Oh, Nicole, you really are a pioneer, because I know what East Point used to look like, and East Point had some scary areas, and I know East Point itself, the houses and the permanent is kind of scary.
Yes.
East Point has the 50 worst vacant properties or whatever.
50 worst list.
So East Point is kind of scary. So what made you want to come to East Point? Why East Point and why this area?
Because nobody else was here, and everyone else that does what we do, we're flocking in other areas like Decatur, Midtown, Buckhead, Marietta. I just didn't want to flock where everybody else was. I wanted to be in my own vessel, and that's how I ended up in East Point. Yeah.
Guys, that's great nuggets. Sometimes when you're trying to do something and it comes from something, don't follow everybody else. Be to your own path. Yeah. There are a lot of opportunities out here. It's up to you to figure out, what you want to do, and you could be the first person to uncover that market.
That's right.
So let's talk about this house specifically, or just houses in general. What are some of the challenges that you're having in the market right now?
Material labor costs, everything. Yeah. We bought these houses last August, and we didn't really get started building until December, January. So the budget we originally started with is not the budget that we're ending with. We're about 55 to 60% over budget, which is essentially coming out of our pocket, and that's money lost. But the challenge is, figure it out. Figure out what to do and just keep it moving. You can't let that be your reason for quitting. It's got to be your reason to keep going, because things eventually will go back to normal. But that's our biggest challenge: the cost of labor and the cost of material. That really killed us. I
really think pivoting too is important. So like she said, a lot of people aren't able to pivot. We actually get a lot of houses sent to us every day from investors who probably have finished them. So unfortunately, they're able to finish it because material costs went up, labor costs is high, holding costs, they just didn't account for that. So they aren't able to pivot and kind of figure out what's going to work best, which I really think both of us are able to do successfully really fast. So
Cool.
My design elements come from the West Coast. They come from California, and now I'm going to bring some back from Vegas. So I like modern style homes, and I was not finding affordable modern style homes in Atlanta. Only thing you would find is something that would be $800,000 to $1 million or plus or more. So I decided that I wanted to build affordable modern style homes for the people who like that style home, but will still be able to afford it. So if you take a look, we got a 3-story modern, it's flat roof. Everything is flat, and that costs money too. So keep that in mind when you're building a modern style home. Flat style roofs are going to be a little bit more. You want to add about 35% to your budget for roofing, because it is going to be a different type of material that you're going to be using in order to make that happen. So I actually added a 3rd story to this house, which is going to be a balcony. And a 3-all room is what I call it. It can be a bedroom, it can be a sitting room, it can be an office, it can be whatever it is that your heart desires. And the reason that I added a 3rd floor was because we went into a pandemic, and that's even before we went into the pandemic. But now that we're in a pandemic, I'm glad I did, because most people are working from home now, and so they need that space, that extra space to dedicate as an office, and not necessarily do it in the kitchen or in your bedroom. So that's the reason why we went up a 3rd level on this particular house.
Now, who does the designs? You? Or you have an architect?
I pretty much do most of the designing, even though I collaborate with the rest of the team, which is Marcus and my husband, which is the general contractor. I do, throw these ideas at them and get their take on it.
Every once in a while, she lets us get an idea.
But now these two, Marcus and my husband, now they're now putting their 2 feet in. So I'm welcoming it, and I'm making it, so that it can be a collaboration and not just me and me only. Plus, I don't want to take the responsibility of everything all the time. You got to let things go sometimes.
Yep, you do.
Because I'm tired.
It really does take a team.
Yes, it takes a team. Yeah. So I gotta, let people, step in and help out.
Now, what are you gonna price this house at?
$515,000. It's already under contract.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Closing on May 17th.
Wow.
If God lets us get this thing finished.
Now, as an investor, I know like for me, it was hard for me to I was one of the people that I'm not the first person in, I'm not last, I'm 10-20%, and a lot of times I've had challenges with appraisals.
Yeah.
Not so much new builds, but definitely sometimes a lot of my renovations in certain areas. Have you guys faced any of that in this area?
The only issue that we're facing is not having the constant support before you start building. Mm-hmm. Because I sold that one at full price, which was $435,900, which is Park Street, same style modern home. I'm very confident that this one will be appraised at the appropriate cost of $515,000,
okay.
if not more.
And that was some of the issues I had with other areas too, because I considered venturing in some areas, but getting financing sometimes was a challenge, because it's like you don't have a supporting comp in the area when everything's but in your gut that people will buy. So did you? I'm assuming. I don't know if I'm assuming or not, but did you have problems with financing on the front end getting that property?
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah, because it cost me a lot to build it. So yeah, the beginning of the financing was a little challenge. They only appraised it originally about $300,000, and then I ended up, selling it at $435,000. So I guess it's going to have to be a matter of that when you're going in initially, what you expect to get out of it. If you know that you're going to be able to get that number, even though it's not appraised, to get the funds to build, then just dig in your pocket. You got to dig deep, or what they call it, dig deep or get weak. Yeah. Dig deep or get weak.
I like that.
That's what someone told me the other day.
I think a big thing too is making people believe in your vision. Yeah. So a lot of times, if you don't believe in it, they're not going to believe in it. Mm-hmm. So if you say, look, I know I can do this. I know this is what it's worth. I'm not going to back down on that. You can get people out behind you and support you on that. Mm-hmm.
So I think you're absolutely right, because I do a lot of stuff in Decatur, and I was from some streets and some areas the first person to do an addition. Mm-hmm. So everybody's doing additions, getting $235, and here I come and get $400 for an addition. So sometimes you do have to take that leap of faith, and you're right, believing in your vision and believing in your product, and setting yourself apart from everybody else.
Exactly.
Because this is, we're buying, we're investors, but this is also art, and putting your stamp on your product and your, and having that vision does go a long way.
Definitely it does.
Go a long way. So you guys are doing some great work. Let's take a look at the inside, and you guys tell us a little about the inside and what you're doing, and some of your thought process behind stuff.
Okay. Well, you see, everything is open. Mm-hmm. We decided to do 10-foot ceilings on the first floor and 8-foot ceilings on the second and the third floor, and that's because we reached the maximum height requirement that is allowed in order to pull a permit. So we had to stay within that height. The 10-foot floor ceilings gives you that open, large, makes it.
It makes the house a little bigger.
Yeah, that's the basic what I'm trying to get to.
Yes, definitely, it does.
And so we got the kitchen. It's going to be a wraparound. What do you call it? Countertop that's going to be here. Sorry, I'm moving over just a little bit. It's going to be all of this is all counter. This is all counter space. So yeah, all of this is counter space. So it will give you the ability to sit an entire family for dinner, basically at the counter, without having to bring in the table. But that's the dining room, unfortunately. That little bitty space right there is actually the dining room. And then we have a breezeway it's in the living room. Now this comes from California. This is the ideal I got. Most houses in California have a breezeway, so to speak, in their back that does connect to the garage. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able, so you can have an area to sit outside without getting wet or getting drenched in sun, that kind of thing. And it also lets you open the doors, let the breezeway come in, and it keeps it private. It keeps it's just everything. You can set up, they can close it in if they want to, and it can be set inside of the house, and you can have furniture out there. It can be a living workspace out there as well. So
definitely.
That's the whole idea behind this beautiful home. It's along with this beautiful big open fireplace with cabinetry I added in the end. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet, but we're gonna figure it out as it goes along. Counters are definitely going there. Maybe the homeowner will add his own his little floating shelters or whatever, but I probably won't. But that's the idea behind that, to kind of give the vision to the buyer of how he can make it his own. And I try not to put too much in the house anymore because I've been doing that in the past, but you don't get a return on that.
Yeah.
So you got to keep it very minimum. Let them come in and put their own stamp on it. And that's the purpose of me doing just enough for them to be able to see how they can vision it for themselves when they move into the house. Along with a half bath down here with 10-foot doors. And it's a big half bath. You can set a whole family in there. But so that's the uniqueness of this. So this is considered the living area. And that's going to remain the kitchen. The kitchen is huge. Every time I come here, like,
now these cabinets going to be two-tone? They're two-tone?
They're two-tone.
So black?
Yeah, so it's beige here. And then the reason why I have these dark colored cabinets here, because these are drawers.
Okay.
These are actual drawers and not things that open, so they're pot drawers.
Okay.
So stove is going there, so I wanted pot drawers on either side.
Oh, wow.
So you can have easily accessible to your pots. So I be thinking about stuff like, as a woman knows what a house actually needs more so than a man. So I try to make sure that I put things in there that I feel will be more convenient if I was in here in this kitchen cooking. So this is an open face cabinet. This is not stand, it's actually one that's gonna have, we have one that came in, that's gonna be the same color on the inside. It's an open space cabinet because you put your plates there, you put your whatever everyday cups and stuff like that here, but you still have this one that opens up like that, you can hide everything else underneath there.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I can't wait to see when this house is finished. We're definitely going to have to do a part 2 video once everything's wrapped up. I know it's under contract. We're going to have to get in here before you guys, get this thing started.
Our contract says that I will continue to market it regardless, so we can definitely get back in here.
So now we're going to go upstairs, and Nicole and Marcus are going to show us what they're going to do up there.
Okay.
So let's go, guys.
Okay.
All right, cool. So now we're gonna take a look inside the master bedroom. So a couple funny things about this. Nicole, you want to tell them about this closet here?
Okay. So this is all master closet all the way across this wall.
Wow.
Originally it was supposed to be all balcony. So in the design phase, my architect gave me half of a closet, and that wasn't going to work for this house.
It was very small. I walked in and I said, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work for this house. So I ended up expanding the entire closet and taking away half of the balcony. The balcony you really don't need it. I think it's a waste now that we did it, but this is a little piece of the balcony. You can still put a couple of chairs out there. And sit out there, smoke, and have your coffee. Still large enough, but not too big. Originally, when we designed this house, we were supposed to take this house, you probably can't see that plastic here, but it was supposed to go all the way over half. It was supposed to cover, this master bedroom was cover half of the garage.
Oh, wow.
But in East Point, they don't allow us to overbuild, as they would say.
Yeah, you're kind of capped at the square footage.
So I had to cut back about 500, 600 square foot of this house in order to get my permit. and that was taken away from the master. And that was taken away from my balcony because my balcony was supposed to go all the way across the garage as well.
So now, is it a percentage of the lot you can build, or just a percentage total?
It can't be more than 50% of the combined homes in this neighborhood, which is 13. So it'll be 6 on the left, 6 on the right, 2 behind, and 6 in the front.
Gotcha.
So you take those and you average them, and it cannot exceed. Well, the problem is with East Point, we have all these old 1,000 square foot homes. And if those are considered in my equation, that downsizes my entire square footage that I'm allowed to build.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
See, hopefully now we keep building one of those issues.
Yeah, you change that. Well, I built this one and this one.
Exactly.
You know, so that would definitely change.
So this house has plenty of lighting. Like this bedroom is an overkill for recessed lighting. We got 6, 7, 8 lights plus a ceiling fan. Yeah, I overkilled on this one. But it's gonna be nice and bright in here. And that's pretty much throughout the entire house. I overkilled on all the lighting, but I couldn't help it. And then here's the master. It's gonna be a barn door here. It's gonna be probably that door over there. And then the master is pretty big too. I don't know how much of you can be able to see without lighting, but this is gonna be your tub here, enclosed with a shower. So it's called a wet room. So this whole entire area would just be all tile. When you just walk out, it's not gonna be no step out, it's gonna be smooth transition out.
Man, this closet's like a small bedroom.
It is. So just imagine basically this whole half at first was cut off. And that was all balcony. So essentially when I came in here, I just said, you know, we're trying to sell a $500,000 house.
Yeah.
You're going to definitely need more closet space, you know?
Yeah.
So I said we need to figure out a way where we can add it on, but not take away from the bedroom. That was the biggest thing. And so she was like, well, let's just, you know, the balcony's awesome. It's a good selling point, but it's not the star, you know?
Yeah, you
Clearly, you walk in this closet and you feel like, okay, you can have a traditional his and hers and everything. You know?
Yeah, you're not going to get, well, I like it, but the master closet was too small.
Exactly.
The woman's going to want that closet.
All right, cool. You want to take a look on the third floor?
Yeah, let's take a look at that third floor.
So the third floor is really cool because, like Nicole was saying, is that essentially, you know, even before we started designing it, we were already thinking about people that live and work from home, you know, and need kind of that extra space that they may not want to do it, you know, in the bedroom or kitchen or such. But that's essentially what this is a flex space, okay? So you could use it as an office, you could use it as kind of whatever you need it for. And then have the closet up here, bathroom right there. So that's everything kind of that you would need.
Yeah, this is a really cool room and a really good idea because it's almost like, I mean, it's separate from the rest of the house. It's not even on the same level. So you have your whole wing upstairs for an entire office.
Exactly. And that's what
whatever you want to use it for.
So it's adding that kind of feel to it inside the house, you know? So.
Sorry. Work never ever stops.
See, like, for me, this space up here would just sell me. Because I'm like, okay, the kitchen's nice, the bathroom, everything's nice. When you got this extra space up here, it's like a little man cave. Office or whatever. You know, you got a little balcony.
Oh, it'll be all right. Definitely put some more here. Got the little balcony out here, and then we got railings coming for that. It's huge.
I need to walk out there. I just want to feel it.
That's the view up here. Trust me. When you see this, you're like, okay, this is the selling point. See.
Yeah, this is the selling point.
Definitely.
I can see my other house that we built.
We
can see that one. We can see up top of the run. This is our house right here. You can see the top of this house.
See up here, now you can sit out here and you work, come out here, smoke your cigar.
Exactly.
Like, you just chilling out here. This is a man cave. Like, for real.
And then when the railings come up, it's really going to be a little bit more private.
It is.
It's just taking time to order them, but that's with anything in real estate. You just got to be patient. If you don't have the patience, you'll never, you'll never make it if you don't be patient.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned some nuggets. We're definitely going to do a part 2. Nicole and Marcus are doing great things. They're really buying back the block. They're really pioneers. Make sure y'all hit that like button below and subscribe to the channel stay tuned for part 2. Until then, we'll see you guys on the next one. This is Genoj, and I'm a real estate guru with 2 other real estate gurus. And we are out, guys.
All right, thanks, guys.
Peace out.